Hi, this week's First Chapter Friday is Alone by Megan E. Freeman. And this book is on the Golden Dome Award list for this year, 2023. And it's also a verse novel. It's a novel in verse. So that means that the book is written kind of like a poem, which is a really fun way to read a book. It flows better. It's a fast read. This book could be considered a dystopian novel. So, dystopian novels take place in the future, and usually there's some sort of huge disaster. There's a war, there's a natural disaster. It's hard for people to live. Sometimes there's an evil government that's controlling everybody. But whatever happens, usually there is some sort of unlikely hero or a character that is trying to change things. In this situation, I put this actually in the adventure survival section because a lot of this book has to do with survival. So the 12-year-old main character, Maddie, is left behind when her whole town is mysteriously evacuated. Like everybody just goes away and she has to survive on her own. So if you're also a fan of Hatchet or any of those kinds of books where people have to survive by themselves, you might like this one too. So this book starts with a quote from the book Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell, which is another story where somebody has to survive on their own. Karana gets left behind on an island. And this quote says, "The sound of a human voice. There is no sound like this in all the world." Chapter 1. This is not adolescent hyperbole. This is my reality. Alone in this place where I've been surviving on my own for over 3 years, with no one but a big smelly Rottweiler who farts and hogs the covers. You might think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. I'm not just being dramatic like my grandma might say. I figure by the time I was a teenager, I'd be thinking about getting my driver's permit, going to dances, playing varsity soccer, and kissing. But instead, I'm thinking about where to find food and fuel and water and whether to use Mountain Dew to force flush the toilet or to drink, even though it's the color of radioactive urine and it's probably toxic when ingested over long periods of time. Better to be radioactive or dehydrated? These are the questions that plague my daily existence, at least for now, at least until my parents come back. Heaven, noun, bliss, ecstasy, paradise, dreamland. Back when my life was heaven and I had no idea. "Shoes off before you come in," Mom hollers as I open the kitchen door. "I mopped today." She wipes orange slop off the baby's face. "Honey, I know you have different rules at your dad's, but could you try a little harder to make an effort when you're at our house?" Sometimes the way Mom talks to me feels like a scratchy shirt tag on the back of my neck. I kick off my tattered silver Converse and calculate how much more I need to save before I can special order a custom pair for my 13th birthday. Mom hugs me. "Sorry, sweetie, I'm just rushing to get ready to go." "So glad you're home." Hands me a mug filled with chopped carrots and celery. "I bet you're starving." I squeeze an empty Twinkie wrapper in my pocket. I'll have to remember to throw it away later. Before middle school, I was never even tempted to lie. Lately, though, it just seems to make things so much simpler. "Mom, are you going out like that?" I make my horror obvious. Mom has on the paisley embarrassment she calls her meditation pants. She always wears something mortifying to the Tuesday night Dharma talks. They all just sit still and learn to breathe, like breathing is something you have to learn. Mom does that thing where she pulls my hair to get me to smile. "Oh, come on, honey. It's called a sitting meditation. If I wore jeans like yours, I'd lose circulation in my legs. Come to think of it, did your dad see you wearing those before you left this morning?" Seriously? My jeans are not even tight. So what if the shape of my cell phone is permanently embossed on one pocket? Sometimes just being in the same room with my mom, even the sound of her voice, makes it hard to be a person. Paul's car pulls up. Mom grabs her wallet out of the diaper bag. "Thanks for babysitting, sweetie. We should be back early unless they're stopping people at the checkpoints. We'll definitely be home before the curfew." She kisses Trevor, calls to the twins. "Hey guys, bedtime at the usual time tonight, no messing around." She signs "I love you" toward the dining room, blows me a kiss, and is gone. Brothers. Trevor smiles from his high chair, reaches for me. I lean in, pretend to steal his nose. He erupts into belly laughs, smears pureed carrots in my long hair. I pull it into a ponytail with a twist tie. Sigh. I adore my baby brother, but I want to get upstairs, check on the weekend plan. You couldn't pay me enough to eat that. Elliot surprises me. Unnaturally quiet. Never hear him coming. I try to bribe him to feed Trevor. I have another Twinkie in my backpack. In the gluten-free economy of my bizarre family, Twinkies are worth a lot on the stepbrother black market. But he's helping James. Science project. Can't be bought. They have one of those freaky twin connections. Can read each other's minds. Plus, the fact that James's death makes me feel awkward, even after all this time. I know it's not cool to say that, but there it is. I said it anyway. Doesn't help that I live half-time with Dad and Jennifer. I used to love the regular breaks from gluten-phobic diets and silent dinner conversations, until Paul and Mom had Trevor. Now it feels like I'm missing out. I want my own freaky connection with someone who can read my mind. Pocket vibrates. Click on Ashanti's name. 6:55 p.m. Weekend mission is a go. Our weekend plan, or how I got myself into this mess. We are going to lie to our parents and have a secret sleepover. Emma and Ashanti will say they're spending the night at each other's house, and I will tell Mom I'm with Dad and tell Dad I'm with Mom, but we will actually sleep over at my grandparents' empty summer apartment. We will make popcorn, stay up late, watch glamorous old Katharine Hepburn movies, lounge on the king-size bed, sleep as long as we like. No one nagging us to get up, do the laundry, clean your room, change stinky, gross diapers. We are geniuses. Thesis. After dinner, Elliot sneaks up on me again. Can you please help me with my book report? I'm having trouble with my thesis. Thesis? He's in 4th grade. What does he know about drafting a thesis? I'm in accelerated. My family is a freak show. He takes a deep breath, launches his explanation. It's called Island of the Blue Dolphins, and it's about a girl who lives alone on an island for 18 years. She jumps off a boat and stays behind to save her brother, but then he dies, and she tames a dog, and later she makes a friend, but she's really pretty much on her own until she's totally grown up and... Elliot! Sharper than I intended. His hands flutter. He shifts his weight. I tweak the brim of his hat. He relaxes. I have to prove whether her biggest challenge is to A. defend herself against the wild dogs, B. provide food and shelter for herself, or C. learn to trust a friend. Plot details are sketchy in my memory. I ask him what he thinks. Her brother dies and she's left alone. Elliot's eyes fill with tears. The wild dogs get him. He glances toward the dining room where we hear James working. Jeez, why do they let little kids read stuff like this, even if they are in accelerated? Listen, Elle, I say, wild dogs can be scary for sure, and it sucks what happens to her brother. But if she doesn't have a place to live and food to eat, she can't exactly survive, can she? I think her biggest challenge is B, definitely. Elliot exhales. Really? I kind of thought so too, but I wasn't positive. Thanks, Maddie. I smile and think of the upcoming weekend. Our very own island of no brothers or parents. All alone with unlimited fun and freedom. Cannot wait. Paul. I wrangle the boys into their bunk beds. Trevor finishes his bottle and falls asleep in the crib across the room from where I lie in my own twin bed. I don't love sharing my room, but at least for now he's quiet. Log into my laptop. Kitten videos. Tumbling around on a patient golden retriever. Adorable. So precious. Here garage door. Switch computer to online history textbook. Open binder. Stretch out on stomach. Pretend to study. After a few minutes, Paul peeks in the open door. Hey there, how's it going, kiddo? He crosses to Trevor's crib. Tucks in the baby blanket. I grunt. Frown at my Cornell notes. Draw an elephant in the margin. My friends all say I draw really good elephants. Paul tries again. It's nice to have you here. We miss you on the weeks when you're at your dad's. Not even sure why I'm being so rude. Paul's gentle voice brings out the meanest part of me. Well, we really appreciate you babysitting so we could have a little date. Thanks. He pauses. I feel awkward moments. I keep drawing. Okay, sleep tight. Paul leaves the room, closes the door. Exhale, slam the computer shut, roll onto my back. Stare up at the ceiling fan. Trace the pattern of blades moving in lazy rotations. Weekend can't come soon enough. Friday. Feeling fine. New striped top and denim leggings. Jean jacket. Floral backpack. I even let Mom kiss me as I leave for school. Language arts, autopilot. Pre-algebra, autopilot. Study hall, shopping list. Social studies, lockdown drill. Fine art, progress on Vanishing Point project. Spanish, autopilot. Earth science, autopilot. Final bell. Bike to store. Snacks, soda, frozen pizza. Grocery bags on handlebars. 15-minute wait at intersection for military trucks to roll through town. Convoys come through every day now. Mom always has the news on, listening for information about checkpoints and delays and protective action curfews, whatever that means. I personally don't get why everyone is so uptight. It's just a bunch of trucks moving stuff around, not World War III. Pedal to grandparents' empty apartment. Easy to get the key since Dad had an extra set hanging on a hook in the laundry room. Soda and fridge to chill. TV on. Feet up. Yes. Tangled web. To Mom, 4:46 p.m. Plan changed. Staying over at Dad's for help with huge history project. Back tomorrow afternoon, XO. To Dad, 4:47 p.m. Babysitting tonight for P and Mom. See you Sunday after church? I'll make the waffles this time. From Mom, 4:50 p.m. Please ask Dad if he might be able to get us 2 tickets to the concert next Thursday. I'd like to take Paul for his birthday. Good luck with the project and don't stay up too late, smiley face. Concert tickets are a good idea. Dad can tux. Jennifer plays the flute. Paul doesn't play anything, but he likes music. From Dad, 4:53 p.m. Sounds good. I want bananas and walnuts on mine. Make sure you charge Paul time and a half for working on a weekend. Ha ha. Love you. Everything is going perfectly. And just so you can see on the page, when there's text messages, they're kind of shaded. And when it's the regular part of the text, it's just in that poem form. Monkey wrench. Emma, 6:40 p.m. No sleepover. Ashanti threw up in her mom's car. Frowny face. Me, 6:40 p.m. Gross. Can you still come? Tell your mom you're sleeping over at my house. Emma, 6:41 p.m. Tried, but she called your mom who said you're too busy with your dad doing history. Sucks. Maybe next week? Me, 6:41 p.m. Frowny face. A banquet of junk food spans the coffee table. All that money and risk, and no one's coming after all. At least there's no crying baby to wake me up, and I can sleep in tomorrow. I settle into the couch and scroll through channels until I find an old black and white movie. Ginger Rogers tap dances with Fred Astaire around a big, empty dance studio. An invisible orchestra plays somewhere off-screen. Ginger lifts her wrist and her skirt swirls around her like the petals of a tropical flower. Her perfect hair falls to her shoulders in smooth, elegant waves. I tug my fingers through my curly tangles and reach for a Twinkie. Disruption. Middle of the night. Trucks rumble. Loud voices outside. Grab remote. TV off. Glad lights aren't on in the apartment. Something bangs against the front door. I jump. Footsteps move down the hall. Unfamiliar voice speaks outside the door. What about this one? They're part-timers, says the neighborhood. Only here for summers and holidays. Voices move away. Doors close and open and close. I creep across the floor, crouch by the door, hear people talking downstairs. Dogs barking outside. Someone having a party? Curious, but can't risk being seen. Avoid windows, sound, light. If I get caught here alone, I'll be grounded forever. Worry infects the room. Eventually, sounds fade. Crawl back to the couch, pull up Grandma's Afghan, sit in the dark, wide awake. Forsaken. Adjective meaning deserted, abandoned, forlorn. Saturday. Bright sun shines high in the sky. The sofa cushion is embossed on my cheek, and my teeth feel fuzzy. I rub sleep crumbs from my eyes, Reach for the last of the popcorn. Plug in my phone to charge the dead battery. Messages and missed calls light up the screen. Oh, crap. Text message. Emergency alerts, 12:01 a.m. Imminent threat alert. Increased protective actions are being taken. Follow instructions of local authorities. This is not a drill. Voicemail from Dad. Hey there, sweetheart. I'm sorry this happened so fast and we didn't get a chance to touch base, but we'll reconnect when we arrive, and then your mom and I will work out a plan for the next few weeks, okay? In the meantime, don't be scared. I'm sure this is all just precautionary. And Jennifer says not to worry because she's packing your earbuds and your purple jeans, and she'll give them to you when we see you, okay, Peanut? I love you, and I'll see you soon. Be sure to help your mom with the boys and try not to worry. Bye now. That was at 1:39 a.m. Voicemail from Mom. Hi, darling, it's Mom. I hope you can hear me over Trevor crying. I was really hoping to talk to you, but I imagine things over there are as crazy as they are here. We're trying to get everyone up and moving, and it's pretty chaotic. Listen, I only have a second, but I want you to be sure to stay with your dad. Don't try to come home. It's too hectic to try to make a switch now, and I worry that we'll end up separated in all the confusion. Stay with Dad and Jennifer, and we'll meet you all when we get there. Okay, Maddie? I love you with all my heart, and I can't wait to see you. Tell your dad I'll call him. 2:07 a.m. Voicemail from Mom. Hi, sweets, it's Mom again. We were going to drive ourselves, but it sounds like that's not an option, so it looks like we'll be on one of the transports. I can't get through to your dad, but hopefully we'll connect at the embarkation point. If not, we'll see you when we arrive, okay? Try not to worry, baby. I love you. 2:21 a.m. Text messages. Emma, 2:30 a.m. Thank God we didn't end up sleeping over. Isn't this freaky? Which transport are you on? Call me. Ashanti, 3:03 a.m. Hey girl, I'm scared out of my mind and I can't believe we got so lucky. Imagine if we hadn't been home. We are in line for number 78, but the guy says it's full, so I don't know if we'll get on. Where are you? I hope we're on the same transport. What is happening? So that's Alone. Check it out. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see what happens.